Good morning.
Good was a couple hours ago.
What?
Good was a couple hours ago.
It was good a couple hours ago.
Well, that clock's not right.
8:30,
It's either 6:30.
7:30, 6:30, yeah, a couple hours ago. And Josh just came up with a system.
No, I didn't come up with it. You came up with it.
You didn't come up with it?
You said it, I think.
Well, I did. Not sure if it would work, but he said his tailbone was bothering him. Sitting all these hours, so he said, well, like the big trucks, we need some hydraulics or something.
Air ride seat. So poor man's air ride seat.
Air ride seat. So
Grab a thermarest and
our thermarest was perfect size. Looks like it was made for the vehicle.
on a little less pressure, just turn the valve, bring it down a little bit.
It's got the valve right in the corner spot there.
There. Sitting a little bit too tall now, but it'll be alright. Just get adjusted. I don't like putting the steering wheel up too high, but I guess so.
So he's just getting settled in. Now with the new
Like one of those truckers bouncing in the chair now.
air rider. Not a low rider, a high rider.
So we just pulled out of Glasgow, Montana, and a real nice drive last night through the dark. I wish I would have been able to see better because for about a 50-mile stretch 40-mile stretch, I don't know where that town was we left, but up to Circle, we were going along train cars the entire way. And I don't know if they were moving. Every once in a while they'd move, I know that. But man, I would have liked to have seen them in the daylight. I'd never seen that long a train or that many cars or whatever it was for such a long distance. But I think maybe they're getting ready to harvest grain out here. We saw a couple fields with harvesters on them. Maybe they're just stacked up. And then where we slept last night, we could not find a place to pull over. So I had seen a sign for a motel or hotel or something, so I thought, well, when I get to Glasgow, I'll pull in there. And turned out there were several working trucks for the railroad, and alongside them there were electrical outlets, so we were able to stretch out a cord and plug in the deep freeze, which was really nice. But I kept hearing this loudspeaker all night, and I thought it was for semi-trucks because there's a lot of activity with semi-trucks. And it turns out there's a loading station right behind that location where we were staying, and they were loading the trains, and they were calling out the weights.
Oh, it's for the trains.
I don't know if it was weights or bushels or.
Oh, like a weigh station.
That's where they were loading right there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there was a farm implement business there, and then behind that there was. And it went on all night long, and it was still going on when we left. So I imagine it's a 24-hour job. Well, the train's in. Based by the length of that train, they're going to be 24 hours for weeks.
Yeah.
It's the same train, I don't know.
Pretty flat right now. Last night it was beautiful sunset.
Yeah, we're kind of up on the plateau now. And if I remember correctly, we'll go a ways, and then we'll drop right down into, I don't remember what that little town was, but it's the one with the wooden silo. You remember? You got some yoga pictures there?
I do remember.
We'll drop right down into that valley.
We'll see if we can find that again. Well, we'll find it, I'm sure.
And then we go for a stretch, and you'll be able to see the Rockies. Well, of course, I don't know if you'll be able to see the Rockies now because the smoke.
Cutting on the smoke.
But it's much clearer. It was very clear last night, and much clearer today than it was the previous day. So.
Oh yeah, we got blue skies.
Oh, look at all the cattle out here.
Other side.
Here. A lot of young ones. It's good. How many are there? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can't count them all. It's too many.
What are you counting?
All those grain bins.
Oh yeah.
Those are huge. I mean, look at how big they are compared to the size of that hay barn. Man, they're monstrous.
Surrounded by thousands of acres of.
Well, this looks like it's been
Like it's
combined.
wheat, rye. It's like straw, right?
Well, the stem is that first they go through and combine, they cut it off and shake the actual grain off. So whether it's wheat or rye or oats, this looks like it might be wheat.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
Golden and thin. Well, it sure doesn't look very tall. That may have been harvested.
Goes as far as you can see.
That looks like it's been harvested, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's harvested. I don't think they get 2 rounds like you would like a hay cutting.
No.
And then we got alfalfa here, probably for the horses.
Well, that or cattle. There's a lot of cattle.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a choo-choo. Going for another load.
Over on this side.
Yeah. 1 mile. Sleeping Buffalo Rock. Oh, it's in a bed.
Sleeping Buffalo Rock. And Sleeping Buffalo is 1 mile.
Let's see what there's to say on there.
And so we're in Saco, Montana. Just saw the sign, so we're gonna check out these Sleeping Buffalo Resort Hot Springs.
No, not resort. Hot springs and a reservoir. Indian reservoir or native reservoir.
Well, I think it's a. I think you can.
Resort? Oh, maybe.
Oh, type of.
We're not much for resorts.
Well, depending. It's Montana style.
Can't believe there'd be any kind of water around here. Look at all everything burnt up, dry.
It is really dry.
Man. Smallest ember would torch this place off. Whoa, I guess there's some.
Oh, there's the water.
Wasn't expecting that. That's a big hot spring. How do we get to the hot springs, darling?
Keep going.
Well, that said 1 mile right there.
See any more signs?
No. Nice looking shack there.
Right here are the smiley faces. It looks like there might be something.
Maybe it is a resort.
There's the bar. Have a nice day.
Welcome to Sleeping Buffalo.
Well, it looks like straight ahead over here. I would do a loop around and see if there's a flag out there. Look at this old shack.
Buffalo Lodge. Oh, camping over here.
It said it's kind of like it was advertised as a resort. Open.
Hey, I got a Connex on the trailer. We'll just hook onto that trailer and see if the whole works.
Bathhouse. It's a nice bathhouse.
So, you want to run in there and see what...
Camping.
Or ask this fella what's pushing the lawnmower, or...
I go in to the main entrance and see what they have to say.
Think I can park here?
Sure. Doesn't seem too crazy busy.
They got water. We should
Pretty
fill up.
early.
We should fill up with water here, man.
Oh, there are some pumps. That would be good. Okay, let's see if we can go figure out. Ooh, this is gonna be a good find in the journey.
Let's see.
Rabbit eating right here by the picnic table. Oh, there it is. Having its morning breakfast. Good morning. Ouch. Ouch, a lot of mosquitoes right here. Just planning now. I'm gonna get through here. Oh, those mosquitoes are bad. There's a little breeze. That rabbit just is content. There's another one. I saw a prairie dog earlier, but I don't see it now. Horseshoe pits and all kinds of stuff here for people to camp. So we're gonna grab our things and head inside and enjoy the hot tub and the cold tub and the sauna or whatever we can do in a short amount of time here.
Alright, go for a swim. And go for a chill.
We just saw one, and here's another one passing by. Big. Wait a minute.
I was thinking it actually looked quite small compared to a lot of the ones I've seen.
Some have like 2 or 3 extension trailers.
Yeah, the first time I saw one, there was the whole, what do you call that with the police escort?
Mm-hmm.
It was monstrous. The trailer weren't even connected to there was a separate trailer in the back. You know, front end was on the truck and then...
And there's another train carrying some lumber.
Phillips County Fair.
Dodson Creek. So headed to Haver and just went through Malta.
I'm not sure how you say it.
Haver. Yeah, it'd be Havre.
Figure it out.
Havre. What do we got here? a small little rake.
Small.
Well, compared to the other ones they were using.
Can't figure out. Those must be wet areas.
Those city tractors.
Can't figure out why they leave that a little bit.
Oh, look at all this stuff.
That's the parts store. Oh, they were in the blue trucks at one time, man. They're all blue. Oh, this is bringing all the way around.
The train's by the silo and it's in a big like U shape.
Almost going full circle. Actually, it will
Yeah.
go full circle. So it's loading as it goes. And then right back on the track. So it wants to come in from this side, load, and then keep right on going, probably to the next one. Wonder if they do them all like that? Probably not all. But that way it clears the rail for another train to go through, I imagine. Don't know. Should have pulled off and asked them.
Oh, there's tracks running right next to us, parallel to the highway. And then beyond that are all the green fields. So we're almost to Shelby, Montana.
Looks like there might be combining over here. Yeah, straight ahead, see?
Pretty far off, but you can see a little bit of the dust in the air.
Some's dust, the rest is smoke.
I think it's some dust.
A lot of straw bales back there in the distance, you can see them. In the past, we've seen harvesters going 3 at a time, one right next to each other. Well, one in front, but and they have semis that just load as they go and rotate, haul it to the elevators. The train hauls it away. Oh, these contacts are much better.
Another processor up here. Silo. Or even a grain mill.
Yeah, it's a grain mill elevator. Looks like where they screen it out and put it into a separate holding tanks. So usually what they do is there's a large concrete pad that the trucks will pull over, and then there's a screen, a steel screen or a stainless steel screen, and they have a belly dump truck or a gravity drop truck, trailer, drop the grain out, and then it goes into this elevator that brings it back up to the top, sorts it out, screens it, and then looks like it's loaded onto the trains, like right there, train cars.
We're in Shelby, Montana.
Well, I stopped for fuel before we head for Sweetgrass and then the Canadian border. But we should be able to fuel up here and make it all the way to Calgary before we fuel up again. Folks, I need to try and fuel up to Calgary. Very few times we've been through Calgary and haven't gotten lost. There's all these one-way streets and you have to get off to get fuel, but
So we're looking at 338.
Well, I don't remember that part in the back being there before, do you? Maybe they had it on. What do you think, Jenny?
Ooh. How's the airlift?
Well, I let a little too much air out. There was a few bumps, but I need to come down lower. I was too high. So I'm going to put just that much in.
Mm-hmm. Ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have to adjust this lumbar a little bit. My back is try to move it up and down the chairs.
Yeah. So at the gas station here, we just picked a little snack, avocado, venison, cheese stick, and the trailer that just pulled in ahead of us has Alaska license plate. So Josh headed over to see if he just came across the border or if he is headed that way, just to see if we can get some information for ourselves, kind of what to expect. And so we'll wait until Josh gets back in here and find out some details of their conversation. But always great to speak with another fellow, to talk with strangers. Some amazing people out in this world that we've come across and made good friends with. So never hurts to say hi and ask questions and strike up a conversation. Seems like a nice fellow. What did he have to say?
He's just as smart as we are, darling. He said, well, if we got to have a house down here to get from Alaska down here, or if we got to have a house to get from down here to Alaska, he says, we just bought a house down here, so right now we'll just drive on down. When we feel like going back up, we got a house up there, we're going back to our house up there. Resident both places.
Very well.
Smart thinking. But no, he's not going up right now. He came down this spring, and
We're just in this area. It's in Montana.
South Dakota.
Oh, South Dakota.
So
Okay. So not far from home, but
right.
okay.
So anyway, they have a place in Wasilla and now a place in South Dakota. And when he went through, it only had 24 hours to get across the Yukon. So we stayed at Toad River and then made it to Whitehorse within that 24 hours. That's a lot.
When was that?
This spring. I haven't heard that lately, that they have that restriction. So I don't know
What restriction?
that you have to get across the Yukon in 24 hours.
Oh, that specific territory.
Yeah, I haven't heard that until just now.
Okay. Well, we'll see what we get, and
What you got for supper, darling?
it's a little hodgepodge, but of course, seasoned avocado, smoked strict cheese for Josh, and some scrapple and venison that has homemade yellow pepper sauce, yellow pepper mustard.
Yum.
So looking forward to this. We got a couple drinks to go, and
We gotta hit the road, Jack.
Yeah,
He said it took him 4 hours to get through the border.
let's get going. Okay.
Yeah,
Ciao.
literally.
Yeah. It's pouring rain right now. Sent Josh back. He's in the trailer. We have the top hatch open and we don't have the cover on it yet, so like the rain protective cover. But it's super windy. Hard time getting in and out of the door here. So there was some lightning in the distance. Really hoping that doesn't start any more fires. Oh, there's another one.
Whew. And the weather took a change at a quick rate, didn't it?
That's for sure.
Wow. Had to go close the vent on the trailer because all of a sudden the trailer just whipping, the wind coming off the Rockies from the west with this front that's moving in, and I had to slow it down about 10 miles an hour because it was all over the road. Oh, we'll give it another go. The good news is the front of the truck was loaded with bugs and moss from yesterday's travels at night.
We needed a car wash anyway.
Yeah.
Or truck wash,
We've
trailer wash.
been looking for a car wash that we could fit in, but can't find one. So the Lord put us through one. Man, it's driving. The aluminum on the trailer. Wow. Man, I don't know how many miles an hour that wind is blowing, but it is really whipping.
So when you open the door, I was feeling all the rain over here.
Holy moly. Okay. What are we talking about?
Well, we're in Sweetgrass.
How does it taste?
Oh, it's delicious.
So we are just about to cross over the border, and before we do that, we get everything together and make sure the truck is in good shape, all of the contents, the trailer is in good shape and organized. So even all this mess in the back seat,
I'll fold things up.
from just grabbing, Erin has her blanket back there and her extra jacket. I guess
we'll
that's really about
organize.
it. We'll get that organized, and then we've got all the documents
So in
and
here,
folder.
have these ready, and what we brought. So just for the Alaskan documents, copies of our license
And our global entry cards.
and global entry, business
Business licenses.
licenses, documentation, and employment, additional employment.
Contracts. And then we have all the documentation for the truck and trailer. So
And the rest of this are like the transit permits
registrations,
and registration for the vehicle.
insurance
And
cards.
insurance, the title,
Titles.
since we have a in-transit plates, and then extra copy of the plates that are
Transient
taped
plates.
on. Yeah.
So we'll put those in order with the driver's license first. And then we'll hand them, our driver's license, our passport, and our global entry card all at once. They don't ever ask for the driver's license and global entry, but we found that if we just voluntarily give it to them, they generally give it back to us. They say we don't need that, but I just feel like it's one more thing that they don't, it's a non-question. So
So I put the global entry card right in with the passport, and then we'll add in, and I'll take out because my license is in my purse. So I'd like to put those in right inside here.
we can talk more about the global entry card later on down the road. But being we fly and drive in and out of the country so often,
It's in this.
it really speeds up the process of going through customs. I think we had to pay for it. We had to go get we had an interview with the FBI, and what else did we have to do? Background check.
Yeah, several things, but it's I think its expiration is 2023 on my global entry. So I think it was similar to passport, good for like 10 years.
5 years or 10 years, something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So we got our passports, and we just go ahead and put the
I'll turn that around.
open it right up so they have the driver's license, global entry, and your picture ID. We'll
Just don't let them slide out of there.
put those together. Put all that in the envelope.
Okay, so this is ready, and then on my phone I need to pull up the negative test results, and so it's actually under photos, so I can put it on airplane mode and still have access to it.
So I was just going to do that, put it on airplane mode. Not for precaution as far as data or anything like that, but we don't want any interruptions during this process. So And we can go to photos and then find.
Yeah, I don't want any phone calls or messages popping through. So now we have our results from Vault, where we did our testing, and so it has our names, and it requires on the list to go through it. So the test results must have our name, our birth date, where we got the test, the date we received the test, and of course the result of a negative test. So all that information is on here, in addition to the service provider who took the test. So that is all on here, and I can just scroll. I took a picture of the results, so this is readily available.
And I'm going to turn mine on airplane, get that taken care of, and we'll stow those away while yours will leave out. I like to take all the extra cords and everything, just making sure. Good bluegrass music. Put all the cords away, just make sure everything's nice and clean. They don't have to question anything. They don't have to dig through anything. I mean, they certainly can, and they may, but the cleaner we can have it, the more organized, the more comfortable I feel, the less there is to hide.
Did you see the...
I put it away already.
Oh, okay.
It's in here. So we'll get all our cords cleaned up. We'll leave our water mugs out. Go inside there.
Okay, those are good. That's fine to stand.
I always take a pen with me, so that right there. This way.
Man, my mug just has water in it.
Okay, we need some diapers.
You have one.
No, I got two.
Oh.
I'm ready.
You're prepared. Okay, so we have these. I have extra if we need them. And
so now we'll
just clean up a little bit back here.
We'll get the back seat cleaned up, then we'll go in the trailer, organize everything there. We have our sleeping bags kind of drying, so we'll get those tucked away.
They need to take a look. They're welcome to.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Many times.
Well, we had one where he was just interested to see the setup of our trailer, because it was like a camper trailer, and
well, it wasn't a camper trailer. It was a cargo trailer.
Cargo trailer converted into a living quarters.
Living quarters. Yeah. So I mean, this was back before it became a thing. That's when I should have started doing YouTube videos, because we were like, how many years? 20 years? Not quite.
No,
15 years.
Well, for you, it would have been 15 years
15
ago.
years ahead of our time when it comes to, like, you know, living off grid and
we call it
tiny living.
Our Polish palace.
Our Polish palace.
We both have Polish backgrounds, so it's our Polish palace.
And you know,
got an upgrade when I came along.
Took a lot of Polish engineering to make it all happen, because back then there weren't parts. So many of the parts that we used were boat parts for the plumbing and electrical and so on.
Ooh, it's hot. Definitely don't need this.
No. So why don't we chop this off? We'll clean up the back.
Okay.
And
we went back and cleaned up the trailer, but Josh also took off the locks on the very back door, and we left everything open, just so if they want to have a look, everything's accessible. And
I'll tell them that if they do want to look, I'll tell them that all the totes are zip tied shut, but they're welcome to cut them open. I mean,
have access to anything they want to look at.
I mean, the biggest thing is we have nothing to hide, so by all means, do whatever you need to do to get us through.
Don't have any like firearms or fresh food, so there's nothing there that's
no alcohol
of concern. No alcohol.
Tobacco.
Yeah, nothing that's
of concern, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's
So here we go. I don't know if we'll be able to leave this on while we're going through. I'm going to leave it off and then ask them if we can record it, or maybe leave it on and then ask them to record.
Yeah, I suppose you could leave it on and ask if we can record, and just to make sure we have permission. So okay.
All right.
Let's go at it. I have a camera recording. Is that acceptable?
Sorry?
I just have a camera recording. Is that acceptable for our transit?
Just for educational purposes for us, for teachers. It's not aiming.
Shut the truck off. I'm gonna handle that back.
Sorry.
Sorry, what is it acceptable for what?
For us to have a camera recording on us for just for educational purposes. We have a custom travel company, and we're just trying to help people out.
Like record me?
No, not you, just us in this conversation. Is that okay or no?
Oh yeah, no.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so you said your home's in Alaska?
Yes, sir.
And what brought you down to the lower 48?
We also have a place in the lower 48 in Michigan.
Okay, how long have you been living in Alaska?
Since 2007, and Aaron's been since
2017.
2017.
How long do you tend to stay in Canada for?
We're just going through. We've got sleeping quarters and everything we need in the trailer. The only thing we'd be stopping for is fuel.
Okay, any idea on how many days ballpark figure?
Well, I'm guessing about 5 days, just because we've got it, but I'm not sure. When we called Border Patrol, they said that you would give us a.
Yeah, like the max are given out as 5 days, but I just like to see where people's kind of
Okay.
about when they're going to travel. Don't worry about it. Any goods being left or given away while you're here?
No, sir. Oh, given away?
Given away?
No.
No?
I mean,
No.
You seem hesitant. What are you thinking about?
we just many times just we help people out. We gave a guy a bag of popcorn. We're going through Minneapolis, but no, nothing, nothing.
Nothing of concern.
So basically, with borders still being closed, you'll be under a quarantine order the entire time you're transiting through. That means you'll be in the most direct route, and you're not supposed to mingle with anybody of the public. Okay.
Understandable.
Any alcohol or tobacco on board?
No, sir.
Any cannabis or goods containing cannabis?
No, sir.
Any firearms or weapons?
No, sir.
No mace, pepper spray, stun guns, magazines, receivers, carrying cases, components, edge weapons, or ammunition?
No, sir.
Nothing related to a firearm?
No, sir.
Do you own any firearms?
They're only in Alaska.
They're all in Alaska, nothing in the lower 48?
I have one at my parents'.
Okay, so and you're 100% sure there's no magazines or components?
Here, there's nothing.
There's nothing. We made sure because we want to make it as easy as possible. We don't have anything of the sort.
Any currency 10,000 Canadian or greater?
No, sir.
Anyone have a cough, fever, difficulty breathing?
No, sir.
Do you ever COVID tests with you?
Yes, sir.
See those, please.
Is this electronic copy?
Yeah.
I think you scroll left to right and you'll see the other one.
Okay.
So we got them in Minneapolis, I think at 9 o'clock
Yep.
tomorrow or something.
Thank you.
And what address are you heading to up in Alaska?
In Homer.
Sorry, Homer?
Homer, yes, 99603.
And the phone number you can be reached at.
Well, I
We
don't.
don't have service in Canada. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Do you want to have any service in Canada while you're here?
We have our phones off, like airplane mode.
So what's the plan if you get into an emergency?
Well, in that case, then we'll have to
We'll
put it
turn them
on.
on. Yeah.
So what's the number that you'd be using?
Do you want mine or yours? Why don't you use yours?
Probably mine. 907.
And you're both heading to the same address?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to park in the parking lot right off to your left here. Step
Just-
inside and see the officer at the immigration counter. They're gonna look at issuing you a document. They'll let you transit through Canada. Okay.
Thank you. Is this you're talking the vehicle
Yeah,
inspection?
right here, the left in that. Not in the inspection, just like you'll see the corner, you'll see the parking lot here, and inside this main building right here.
Okay. They told us that you give us something to hang on our mirror or something. Is that
Yeah, that's part of the document they're gonna give you inside.
all right? He needs this, I assume.
Yeah, anything you have about like your residence in Alaska, basically any paperwork you have.
Okay.
We'll let the officer the immigration.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
What was that?
Everything's okay on this side.
Oh, it's just the. Nice guy.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so now we have to go inside and
I can't fit in these small lines.
you're pretty close.
So we've just gone through, and the gentleman was really nice and answered all the questions honestly. Didn't care to look in the trailer or anything at all. And he's sending us inside to talk to an immigration officer.
Yeah, immigration.
And-
They'll just confirm some of the paperwork and the documents, and then they will give us the permit that we need to go through. So
We'll see how it goes. I don't know if we're taking the camera in here.
exciting. No, I'm not planning on it.
Okay.
We'll be back in a little bit.
Ciao. All right, so guy was really nice. Going through the, I don't know what you call it.
Inspection.
The entry point. The guy going through the entry point was super nice. Asked us to go into the immigration office. We did. Took all of our paperwork with us. And the gentleman there, again, was super nice. You could tell the people before us were a little aggravated, but, well, it helps if you have all your paperwork. We had all of our paperwork.
Yeah.
So now we need to go over to the nurse's station, and
Yeah, they give you an entry.
they give you an
test.
entry test. Said everybody gets one. We couldn't get away with it without it. So we have,
We were in there about an hour and a half, just waiting because there were a couple people ahead of us, but there was nobody behind us. So, but they said that it'll be
we should have had an app first, I guess.
a week, and then they're going to be having new regulations, so they'll be super busy then.
But
Okay,
all right,
so
let's
on to
go.
the next step.
We got this under.
Let's go. But we went through the customs, and then they gave us basically another test. So we had to do a test confirming for the U.S., and then we had to do another COVID test for Canada. What are you pointing at?
Go there. It's on the side of the road. There's another one. Aaron normally writes down all the wildlife. You're already behind schedule.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, so we're
distracted, a little frustrated.
quite frustrated because we called ahead of time and made sure we knew what we were getting into, and it turns out not only does the U.S. government just want our money, apparently the Canadian government wants their money too, because
Not our money, but they're getting
Somebody's
somebody's money.
so we had to do another test after we went through the border, even though we had a test in the United States.
Just
And
2
then-
days ago, that showed.
And then they told us that, I asked, well, they told us that the test result will go to the email we gave them. And I said, well, what are we supposed to do with that?
Yeah,
He
this
said-
is what we asked this guy this last round.
And he said, nothing, just keep right on driving.
We don't do anything with the results. We just keep
So,
driving.
What's the point? He's like, there isn't one, just keep driving.
He's like, well, if it's positive, then you have to quarantine.
You have to isolate yourself. I said, we
We're
are
already isolating
We're
ourselves.
driving from there to here. Quit talking to me. And
We wouldn't have interaction with these people. We didn't have to go through this.
anyway, it's unfortunate because other than that part, it was a great experience.
Yeah, everything else was a really good experience.
So, you know, and we're the type of people that make conversation and we're chatting. The gentleman that's in there is married to a gal from a U.S. citizen, and so she can go back and forth freely. But he doesn't have his vaccination, nor will he ever get one. So,
One of the workers.
right.
Yeah, one of the workers.
So he said, well, basically, I won't be visiting the U.S. anytime soon. So, yeah, it's unfortunately, I feel like it's a system that's just looking to separate and segregate people based on the sheep versus soldier thing. I don't know. That's crazy.
On with the grain or against the grain, I don't know, but it's not bringing union. It's definitely
No, there's no
dividing.
They're trying to make it worse than the black-white situation. Whatever.
So we like to stay out of it and just be at peace, but it's just controlling, limiting, controlling.
The reality is we would have never driven if we didn't know we had to do that.
Yeah.
No amount of stuff we have is worth anything getting out there. Almost feel like we should turn around.
Yeah. Because we had showed a negative test, and so that's the proof they needed. It was within 72 hours.
They just want your DNA.
So, anyhow, moving on. So now we have to look up our route, see where we're headed. I mean,
They don't even care.
they don't care.
They don't care. You can
They
do
don't
whatever
care.
the hell you want.
They said if they happen to, I don't know, find you wandering and hanging out in one of the parks or something, well, then it's questionable. But other than that, they asked us how many days. They asked us what route we were going. It was just
Pathetic.
hear one thing and the next thing happens.
Like Art says, no honesty or integrity in the world. Not even with the governments. Just a big friggin' scam.
So just all jumping through hoops and I don't know, be happy when we don't need to do this part anymore. But we'll see what's next. Alberta, Canada.
We'll be driving through Alberta until it's dark, so probably show you what it's like. Very much like driving through Montana or the Dakotas. Probably not quite as hilly, at least at this part. The Rockies are to Canadian Rockies are to the west of here or left in the picture.
See the lights kind of going up and down, and I don't know, are these considered frost hills or
Yeah, I think some are frosty, some are just
road conditions?
road conditions, patches in the road. But what we're mainly looking for are spots where the skid marks are, and those skid marks are from semis
hitting with their idler wheels. Those are the wheels that are up off the pavement generally, unless they have a loaded load or a heavier load.
So like bottom out.
Yeah, they bottom out. They're dragging, and then when the truck goes to the bottom of the frost heave, those hit at the top and leave a skid mark. So if you see something that's really bad, then you definitely want to hit the brakes or slow down, because you're going to go for a little bit of a jump. Joyride. So this road is pretty good here, going all the way up to Calgary and then up to Edmonton. We're not sure exactly what. At the Border Patrol, they told us we could take the most direct route, but nobody's going to look after you, so it really doesn't matter where you go. So we really dislike the route going to Edmonton. I mean, it's great roads, as good as this or better, but it's as boring as this as well. So that's part of it. The other part is we just want to get across, get to Alaska, either do some fishing or caribou hunting or whatever. So
I don't really have time to
play too much.
tour around here.